the quality will only speak for business, and people will come to a shop or go online if there is quality. And next comes the service. So most of the places or the players who are here today, they have to concentrate on the quality and the service they provide. And definitely there's a huge market, whether it is offline or online.
As a retailer, multi-channel makes sense. In fact, I will offer you that multi-channel today, at least for the grocery industry, is significantly superior than being in a single channel. And that's at least our stated position. Other than that, of course, the business model will benefit from you being multi-channel. There are the obvious advantages of you sweating your competencies, especially at the back end, your sourcing, etc. And so obviously it should also be able to give you better shareholder value. For instance, a physical retailer, such as the kind of stores Jamshed, Devinder, myself run, we already have, in a sense, lakhs of acquired customers who are coming to our stores every month. And why wouldn't they participate in new channels which you build up? So, I offer to you, without any doubt in my mind, multi-channel is superior, and our participation, I think the way we have to nuance it also is, the other trend we are seeing is that customers are getting more and more empowered. So it's not just simple vanilla models which you just throw out there and say, please participate in Spencer's B, which is another channel. We've also got to think of what's in it for them even far more. The traditional hypermarket was run by offering value and getting customers into the stores. I think that's going to change in the future. And we've got to look at convenience, for instance, far more.
That whether it is multi-channel, whether it's omni-channel or anything, I think all these formats are going to sort of be symbiotic and will coexist. The market is fairly big. And one of these channels cannot be the only channel that sort of fulfills the needs of customers in this particular market. So hyperlocal is one of these channels. Given that 8 out of 11 things can be fulfilled by hyperlocal, so it has immense potential. But the average ticket size here will be lower because these are top-up purchases, these are not your monthly purchases. So I think it's a symbiotic relationship.
The idea of starting this online site was, curated gourmet experience. Now, we have a lot of people in India who travel, who want to recreate the restaurant experience at home, who are aware of ingredients but don't know where to get them. They ask around, they ask their friends, etc. And then some people point them out to different stores or different, places in Crawford Market, etc. So the idea of starting a curated gourmet and organic, resting on two different planks. One is high-end imported food. Second is organic Indian food. And from my experience of the past 3 months, what I've found out is a large number of women shop with us, people who want to use products like quinoa, chia, kale. They would also like to know, like, what happens to them is when they go to a store and ask somebody, they might and might not get a satisfactory answer. So we try to provide as much information as we can about the product, how to use the product if you're cooking. Sometimes they call us and ask us for, different kinds of what does it go with, what can I cook it with, what will it look like after it's cooked, etc. So we try to help them with that as well. Now, what's been happening is that we've gotten a certain segment, Bombay being Bombay, people like to experiment with food. They like to try out new trends. They have been coming back to us regularly just to see what the offering is all about. And in the afternoon, I was part of a session wherein they spoke about customer expectations. Now, what happens typically is what we've been experiencing day to day. We have increased expectations. Now, the same customers come back to us and say, okay, fine, we've experienced Greek feta. Can you get us French feta? So it's interesting, this place that we are playing out. And of course, it's a small segment, and but very strong, well-knit brand of loyal customers. And we feel that it will increase city to city. It will change maybe in terms of complexion, but definitely, yeah, there's a potential.
So fundamental needs do not change. The manifestation of those needs change with the time. And we are in an exciting time whereby two things are happening. One is with the advent of technology, such as click and collect, such as home delivery, such as what Food Panda is doing, wherein this is making us address those needs in a more efficient and effective manner, which is great. Now, the advantage in the Indian context is, we are not competing. And the reason why we are not competing is because there is a lot of headroom of consumption. It is not that the consumption levels in India have saturated, and as a result of which different forms of retail or different forms of reaching consumers will start fighting against each other. According to me, all what is happening in the country today is increasing the consumption basket. And that increase in consumption basket is in keeping with the growth in the economy, because if people are earning more, if the economy is growing at 7% and let's say we are all earning at 7% more, then we need to spend that 7% somewhere. And this whole movement which is happening in the country, be it for food, be it for other kinds of retail, is certainly helping in that consumption story. As far as is India ready for what the West has been through, to my mind, the Indian consumer is as ready as any other consumer. I think in most cases, the constraint is from the supplier. That means absorption by the consumer of anything new is much faster than our ability to provide it to consumers. That's my belief. If you see the whole mobile telephony thing, I mean, when mobile telephones came, the moment the prices dropped, the kind of absorption of mobile telephony in India is fantastic. I mean, you won't expect the kind of people who own a mobile phone today owning a mobile phone 5 years ago. So I am not too concerned about the Indian consumer's ability to absorb new stuff. I think the question is on us, how quickly can we provide it? How effectively can we provide it, and how cost effectively can we provide it for the market to absorb it and keep generating more and more consumption. So that's my personal belief.